Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I got a special video. Today we're going to do our 1-year review of my 2023 Winnebago Solis 59PX. Yeah, it's been 1 year. It's been a very good year for Winnebago. Actually, we'll tell you all the good stuff and then all the bad stuff, and maybe some little things that I found here and there. But yeah, please don't forget to like and subscribe. I'm on my journey to 500 subscribers. So before we get started, again, please don't forget to like and subscribe. So let's go ahead and get started. All right, so this is our 1-year review of my 2023 Winnebago Solis 59PX. And I just want to say excuse the loud noise in the background. They are doing an air show nearby, so I apologize for the noise. Yeah, it's been 1 year. So as always, when I do my reviews, I do like to start on the outside, work my way around the van, and then we'll eventually work our way to the inside. So let's go ahead and get started. All right, so typically I do tend to break things down into, what was good, what was bad, what do you really want to pay attention to so it kind of doesn't happen to you. But I think with this video, I'm just going to work my way around the van on the outside. And I'm just going to point out the good and the bad. Let you know the issues that I've noticed or haven't noticed, and everything is really working well or as expected. Okay, so let's start in the front here. So one of the things I noticed was, let me zoom in here. So this piece here, kind of, I think the screw fell out. It hasn't been much of a big deal, but to me it was kind of odd that the screw popped out. Eventually I think I need to get that fixed, but or maybe just get a screw and screw it back in myself. It hasn't caused any issues, but that was annoying that it popped out. The second thing that kind of went wrong is these mirrors here. They have a sticky background and they just stick to the plastic, and so sometimes that's sticky film or glue, whatever it is, it kind of unsticks. And so the other day I kind of saw this rattling and loose, like it was about to fall off, so I just kind of pressed it back against the plastic, and it seems to be working as expected, or working pretty well. If it does it again, if it comes unsticked, I probably will use a little bit of super glue around the edges and see if we could just keep it from unsticking. Use the old super glue trick. All right, so the top light here, that's been working fine, no issues. I guess the LP gas propane station has been working, no issues. I do keep it in the off position, and to be honest, I don't really use the propane that much. It hasn't been so cold that we have to turn the heater on, or even when we cook, I do bring an extra Coleman stove. So I don't typically turn the propane on that much. But when we do, it does work, so there are no issues. So I will say also, no issues with the tires. The tires are doing great, and after a year, the tread is still pretty good. Definitely got some good tread on the front and the back, and I have traveled from here, the state of Washington, down to Arizona, and back. So after a year, the tread is definitely still in great condition. The windows, no issues with any leaks with the windows. The sliding door works. I think the only issue or problem, and it's probably just user error, is I have a habit of wanting to yank the door back, but really I guess these doors are designed to just kind of pull out first and then slide back. And if I'm wrong, if that is an issue, then yeah, please let me know in the comments below. But you know, I think when I do pull forward and then slide it back, it works just fine. So no issues there. We did use the pop-up tent a few times, so it has not had any issues with securing back to its position. The rubber seal around the pop-up tent has not come undone, so that's great news, because I have been hearing from the Winnebago Solis community that has been an issue. People are having problems securing it, or that rubber seal is not allowing the pop-up tent to close correctly. But so far, luckily, I haven't had any issues with that, so that's a big plus. Let's go ahead and work our way around the back. So no issues with any of the lights or those screws coming loose. Everything is still working good. The backup camera's working good. The tail lights are working as expected. No issues there. So let's go ahead and work our way to this side of the van. Okay. And then right away I'll just point out that light. That light is still working as expected, and no issues with the windows having any leaks on the driver's side of the van. The plug, the 30 amp plug, that's still working, so no issues there. Even the blue light. So one thing with my Winnebago Travato, my previous Class B van, is within a year this blue light kind of fused out, which was surprising. But you know, I'm glad that I'm glad I got a good Winnebago van with the Solis, because so far everything's been working as expected. The cassette toilet has been working great, no issues there. In comparison to a black sewer tank, I mean, there's some debate, right? You don't have to empty it right away with the black sewer tank, but with the cassette toilet, it is a little bit more convenient. You know, if it does fill up rather quickly, it's only 5 gallons, but I can, you know, just pop it out and empty it. I can walk. If I'm at an RV park or campground, I can just, you know, walk to the dump station and empty it there. I could actually take it into the vault toilet and empty it there if I want to. So it's just a little bit more convenient. So we've been finding that when we're camping, it does work out very nicely. And then what I do is I think with our black sewer tank on our previous travel trailer in Winnebago Travato, you know, we buy the Aquamax, the bottles to treat the black sewer tank, but with the cassette toilet, you know, really all you need are those little porta packs. I guess they call them porta packs. You can get them from Camping World or any RV supply store, but those tend to work out really good as well. All right, so moving forward, no issue with the Truma venting system. No issue with the gray waste tank drain or any of that apparatus falling apart. I think I mentioned in a previous video, I'm hearing some people having part of that apparatus just kind of crack off. And I would say be careful, because it is super low to the ground. I would say be careful when you're driving on a windy incline or decline and that section is kind of leaning closer to the ground when you're making your turns, because that could be one potential situation or scenario on how it could possibly crack off. So for me, I try to take a look at my route ahead of time, and I just want to avoid any steep, windy inclines or declines. It does fine over driving over passes and generally over steep inclines or declines. But if that road is a steep, windy incline or decline, then that could potentially pose a problem. Luckily, again, no issues with that cracking off. All right, let's see. So on this side, this has not come unstuck, so no issues with this side of the side view mirrors. Just the passenger side, for some reason, the sticky part just came undone. And then same thing with a pop-up tent up here. No issues with the seal coming undone or anything like that. Everything is still working as expected. All right, so working our way to the front of the van. And my van is a little dirty right now. I have to wash it, but no issues with the windshield wipers. The windshield wipers are working as expected. All the lights up top are working as expected. There's a seal. I'm not sure if you can see it, but there's a black rubber seal that kind of seals the top cab to the van itself. There's been no leaks there, and I guess the other part where I've heard that there are potential leaks is kind of in this general area here where the cab meets the top of the windshield. There's been no leaks there, so that's a huge plus. All of the cameras, the front camera there and the camera that's right in the Ram logo, those cameras are working as expected, no issues. Headlights working as expected. I did want to point out, this is not a big deal, this is just something to keep note of. With the Winnebago Travato, it had an automatic oil change detection, but that oil change detection was at 10,000 miles. With my Winnebago Solis here, it actually triggered right around 8,600 miles. So about 1,400 miles sooner. But I mean, it's okay. We do camp a lot. I did drive all the way down to Arizona and back. And so, yeah. So I just have to go in and change the oil, and I've got that scheduled for next week. So we're good to go there. I didn't notice anything else on the outside that I should bring up or mention. So let's go ahead and work our way to the inside of the van. All right, so we're in the inside of the van. It's my 2023 Winnebago Solis 59PX, and I guess I will start with the front driver and passenger area, the instrument panels. Everything is working as expected, digitally, electronically. The infotainment system with the navigation is working. The wireless charger, wireless phone charger, is still working. Nothing mechanical or electronic has broke. Everything is still working as expected. The rear view camera system is still working with the rear view mirror here. So you do have the option to select to keep the rear view camera on, or you can just pull that lever to go to your traditional rear view mirror if you so choose. The pop-up tent, like I mentioned, is working as expected. The latches are securing as expected. Although I will say, not much of an issue, but for me, the last time I used it, it was really difficult to get this last latch to connect. And I did have it kind of pulled down all the way. I just thought it was kind of weird in comparison to before. This one, latched pretty simply, and the material is obviously not in the way, or at least I think it's not in the way. There's nothing in the way up top. There's just a little sheet. So the butterfly latch, no problem. It was just this latch here that I had a really difficult time securing, but it is secure now, so that's good. I'll check it out next time I open it and close it to make sure that doesn't happen again. The instrument panels are working as expected. So that goes, clockwise from the holding tank heater to the Truma system, to the monitoring, gray tank monitoring, your propane monitoring, your battery monitoring system, the generator start stop, the water pump, everything is working as expected. The LP valve, when we use it, we turn it on, it works as expected. Our solar panels are working and charging as expected, so you can see there's charge there. There we go. There's no issues with the battery receiving the proper voltage coming in, so that works as expected. So I should also point out that the coach battery switch is working as expected. I have heard some stories that has kind of fused out for some folks, and I haven't heard back if that was an actual just a fuse situation or if there was bad wiring, but luckily no issues with the coach battery on off switch. All the USB plugs and the light switches are working as expected. The refrigerator is working as expected. The propane stove, when we use it, which is rare, is working as expected. I bought this nice little key holder here. Comes in handy because I'll hang my keys here. Obviously, I'll throw on some air fresheners as well, but I believe I got this at Amazon, and I'll put the link in the description below. So you just it's a command product, so you can just stick it to there, so it works out really nicely. I used to travel with the ladder in two pieces, and I used to secure it up here, but now I just travel with it like that. It doesn't rattle, it doesn't make any noise. So I mean, obviously you have the it does block the seats here, but if you don't have anybody traveling with you or that are going to use these seats, It just seems, for me anyway, more sense just to keep the ladder in one piece and leave it attached here. So it just attaches to these little hooks here. And it just works out nicely. Of course, if I had our niece or nephew or anyone camping with us and they were sitting here, then I would have to unhook the ladder, put it back in two pieces, and just store it somewhere else. Not a problem. Okay, so the bathroom, no issues with the bathroom, other than if you've seen my previous videos, you have to be really careful when you open the door. Maybe it's just this particular van, I'm not sure, but as you can see, when you open it, it does get very close to that plastic light up top. So what I usually do is I just bend it and open it that way. But everything's in working order. The shower, the drain, the toilet, the electric pump to flush, everything. No issues with the mirror cracking or even with the magnet. No issues with the I don't know, I guess this is linoleum or plastic or something, but that's not peeling off. You know, in my travel trailer, a lot of these little pieces would be, you know, peeling off by now. And honestly, the only thing that's been a problem is, now forgive me, because I don't think it's actually been a problem with the Solis, but in the Travato, for example, some of these like top pieces would just peel off, and or, you know, right here, this piece would just kind of peel off, and I would have to you know, kind of super glue it back together. But in the Solis, that is not happening, so I'm super happy with that. The sink, no issues with water leaks or anything like that. The sink is working as expected. The plugs are working after a year, so all the plugs are working. None of the fuses for the plugs have burnt out, so everything is still in working order. The light for your fresh tank level, that is still working. Let's see, the air conditioner works with the generator, works with being plugged in with a full hookup. I will say though, I mentioned in my previous video as well though, with the generator, this air conditioner, it tends to, on high, so if you put it on the high cool setting, it tends to run for about 2 to 3 hours, and then what happens is the generator shuts off. So I haven't yet done enough troubleshooting to figure out, okay, did we turn something else on, and was there just, you know, too much amperage and it just didn't have enough power and that's why it shut off? Or is it because the generator really is not designed to run the AC in high cool setting for you know, over a certain number of hours? But I will say that in the low cool setting, no issues. I basically ran the AC all day with the generator on, and we did not have any problems. And likewise, being plugged in, so if we're at a camp spot and we have a full hookup and we're plugged in, the AC runs beautifully, has never shut off on us, so that's a win-win as well. No issues with any of the latches here, with the bed or the table. The bed is very comfy. Okay, so I will say that in the Solis, these window panels, they're velcroed and, you know, just have this sticky substance that kind of is trying to stick to an already slippery surface. So this just tends to come off quite a bit. It's not a big deal. It's just a little annoying because, you know, I'm constantly having to just make sure it re-sticks back, you know, especially with the rear bug cover. Um, you know, for me, I typically never use the rear bug cover, so if that comes off, it's not going to be an issue for me. Um, okay, here's something I just noticed. I guess this is some sort of peel-on material, but you can see it start to bubble up there. And I know we've had some extreme heat for the past couple of weeks, so that could be why. But I do want to say that the magnets on all the cabinets are, you know, still working as expected. So that works really well. And none of the latches have come undone. All right. You know, there's the fuse box down there. Again, none of the fuses have blown, so everything is working. Let's see if I've missed anything. The Truma system is still working. There's no leaks with the Truma system, or with the system being pressurized in general. So I do my own winterization, and so when I winterize the van, it stays winterized. It doesn't leak, stays pressurized. So I guess what I'm trying to say is, after a year, the system is pressurized, whether you're dry camping and using the freshwater tank, or if you're winterizing the system, or if you're using the city water connection. There have been no leaks, no water leaks. So everything, that the plumbing is working as expected. So on that note, let's go around to the back and take a look at the Nautilus plumbing system. All right, so like I mentioned, the plumbing system is working very well. No issues, no leaks. So whether I have it on the dry camping setting, or the city water setting, or winterize, or even sanitize, all of the levers and that plumbing process is working as expected. There's a water pump switch back here as well. That's working. The light switch, which powers on the driver's side light, that is working. No issues. I don't really use this. So you can connect both these bars here to make sort of kind of an outdoor area. People typically use it to have an outdoor shower, because there is a, you know, water connection here, and so it's easy. You know, if you're out in a secluded area, sure, why not? I haven't really had the opportunity to put it together, so I don't really use it. But it's also, that outdoor shower there is a good area to just, you know, if you're camping with your pets and they get muddy, or if your shoes get muddy because you're on a muddy hike, you know, it's definitely, that would be a good area to just open the doors and use the hose that comes with the Solis. So this is a really nice hose. You just connect it, has a quick connect here, and you can just use that to rinse off any muddy shoes or any dirty pets. So, you know, the bad, there's really not a lot. I think I've covered everything with the van. I would say the only issues I've really had in 1 year are really minor. And so on that note, I mean, this van has been amazing. It still drives well. You know, it climbs over passes like butter. It's really smooth. So again, the only, you know, bad or issue for us anyway was the rear bug cover just constantly unsticking, because it is just, you know, it is a cheap Velcro type material. I will say with the Winnebago Travato, they did have more of a sturdier, durable bug cover, so that was nice to see. But these are a little bit more flimsy, so I mean, even up here, this one's coming undone as well. So you can see right here, I just have to, you know, constantly stick that together. But you know, so the bug covers, so that's one. Two is, you know, this screw popped off. Again, it probably wasn't just tightened all the way and it popped off. It hasn't prohibited the steering radius or anything like that. It hasn't been an issue, so I do have to get that fixed. This bottom mirror kind of came the sticky material just stopped sticking, came unstuck, so I had to press that back in together. Forgot to mention the cameras here. So these cameras here are working, so I should say all cameras are working as expected. These are power folding mirrors, so that is working as expected as well. Not a lot of issues. Not a lot of issues, folks. This van has been awesome. For our first year, this has been an amazing van. Not a lot of issues, highly recommend it. Winnebago put together a great product here. And again, this is not a sponsored video. I'm just sharing my own experience. Let that be a disclaimer. I'm not a professional RV mechanic or anything of the sort. I'm just sharing my own experiences and let everyone know that everything that's been working great for us and all of the issues that we've experienced. And those issues are not a lot. So Winnebago did a good job. Again, if you found this video helpful, please don't forget to like and subscribe. I am on my journey to 500 subscribers. So please don't forget to hit the subscribe button. It would mean a lot to me. And that way you don't miss out on any other videos I'll be doing about the Winnebago Solis. So all right, thanks everyone for watching. We'll see you next time on The Healthy Traveler.